It's gonna take a little more than 80 days to travel around the world, but we know you'll hear about it, cause we are three favorite girls exploring the globe. And wherever life takes us, wherever life takes us.
Hey guys, welcome back to Wherever Life Takes Us. If you guys aren't familiar with us yet, I'm Liz.
I'm Gina.
And I'm Kelly.
And we are Wherever Life Takes Us. Today's our second episode, and we're talking about Japan. So, where do we start?
So we went to Japan on the ACIS Highlights of Japan tour in early July of 2019. I think it was like the 1st to the 9th, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're going to basically go day by day through our itinerary and talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, what we would take out, and maybe what we would substitute it with.
Yep. All right. Where were we in around that time? I was in high school. It was my junior year of high school. And how about you guys?
I was just finished my sophomore year of college. Yeah, both of us had just finished. Me and Gina had just finished our sophomore year of college. So
yep. And our old high school teacher had contacted us about a trip she was going on. Shout out LG.
We love you.
Yes,
we love you.
Our
LG
favorite
gang.
travel buddy. And she said she was going to Japan, and me and Kelly said yes, we're going.
Yeah.
And then that's where we met Liz.
Yeah.
which was the start of a beautiful friendship.
Yeah.
Period.
Family.
Yeah. So I didn't know about this trip until Abube, who went on the trip with us. She told me that there was a trip to Japan, and yeah, I was like,
Sign
Mom,
me up.
give me money. So yeah. So day one.
Yeah,
would
day
be-
one, we landed in Tokyo, and the first part of our trip was a very long line at the customs in the Tokyo airport.
It took us, the flight from New York to Tokyo was straight through on the way there, and it took us about 13 hours.
13 hours nonstop.
Nonstop. So we were on that plane for 13 hours, and I love plane rides as much as the next person, but around hour 9, you start to get a little claustrophobic, itchy, like dirty. I was starting, I'm a typical millennial. Around hour 9 is when I started to feel the effects of not having my phone on me, all that stuff. So it was,
yeah, it was a rough plane ride.
Yeah,
But-
and also we didn't sit next to our group. Like
I
was
did.
with-
I sat in the middle seat next to Jeremiah and Hezi.
Oh well, she got lucky. But I
didn't
sat
know
next
them though
to-
at the time.
Yeah, I sat next to like these two ladies. They were Japanese, I'm guessing. And sorry. They didn't smell too good after a few hours. So I was miserable.
To be fair, being in a plane
Yeah.
ride, it's hard to smell your best after a plane ride of that.
Oh, but they were knocked out like completely for the whole time. I couldn't even go to the bathroom because I was
felt bad,
Yeah,
right?
I was
You
not
couldn't-
gonna wake them up.
Yeah, I know. I was next to someone random too.
Really?
Yeah.
I was
didn't know anyone.
miserable because I was on the end of an aisle, of the aisle row. So like I didn't know the guy next to me yet. He was on our trip, but I didn't know him. So I felt like I had to literally sit like this. I couldn't lean up against the window. I was just like, oh my god, this is death. Like I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, and then that 5-hour custom line was just icing on
Yeah,
the cake.
as soon as
over
we
there.
got there, we had to wait in another line.
There was construction being done on the airport in Tokyo, and it took us a lot of hours to get through customs. It was
Like literally, the line looped around.
like
People were waiting.
like a maze, like
And there was like no AC. I remember this vividly. Me just like sweating because of
Yeah.
how humid it was.
Yeah.
Crazy.
it was so funny.
But after that, we met up with our tour guide, Thomas.
Thomas, and if
Yes.
you see this, I doubt that you will, but we miss you so much, and
Yes.
you'll always be my boyfriend.
If you're going on an ACIS trip to Japan, request him. He
Yes,
is awesome.
Thomas is great.
Thomas is
Yeah.
great.
He's very
Also-
patient, and yeah, he was very patient with our
Yes,
group.
he was.
Yeah.
He really accommodated to us and
Yeah.
made sure we saw everything we wanted to.
Yeah.
So yeah, we met Thomas, and we hopped on a bus. It was like a private bus, and we went to our hotel, like straight to our hotel after that. And I remember we had to like rush, and like throw our suitcases in our rooms or something like that.
We
and
like
then,
all took like literally 5-second showers, like rinsed off the
Yeah.
airplane muck.
Yeah.
well, LG was like, no, don't even take a shower. We're late for our reservation. And I was like, oh, hell no. I need a shower. So then, yeah, we basically just like went to our rooms and all met back up in like the lobby. And then we ran to like our dinner reservation.
Yeah, our dinner reservation was actually at the mall connected to our hotel. So I think that's why we were rushing, because mid-dinner, like, the mall was starting to close, if
Yeah.
you guys remember.
Yeah.
So we had to get there just to eat, at least. And then if we had time after, I think we went shopping that night.
We went out into Tokyo and like went to the streets of Tokyo that night. So we walked around. We went to like a 7-Eleven. It was raining. We all bought like those little clear plastic cute umbrellas.
Yes. Left mine in Japan.
Yeah,
One
me
of my
too.
biggest regrets.
Me too. Me too, Gina.
I've looked it up on Amazon to buy another one
know.
just because it was so cute.
Yeah.
Me and Gina thought we were cool, so we bought some like 1% alcohol drinks that we didn't realize were 1% from like the 7-Eleven there.
Yeah, we basically bought juice.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my god.
Oh my gosh,
alcohol.
wait,
And
you guys remember?
I wasn't 21 yet, so I was like, oh, I'm buying alcohol, and
I was the legal drinking age, but it's 20 there.
yeah, I was
You were
19,
19, I think, yeah.
but they didn't ID me anywhere
No.
we went.
Yeah.
I think you were nervous about it at first, though. You like sent me to go get it, and they just didn't care.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, they work on an honor system there, I heard. Like, you know.
Yeah, I had a click that I was 19. I was 20, which is
Yeah, you just have to mark off pretty much.
Yeah.
If
I don't
you're 20 or not,
condone
like, yes or
lying.
no.
I don't condone lying. But I was like 3-4 months away from turning 21. Like,
Yeah.
We're Americans. They
We're
expect it.
Americans.
Yeah. I remember when we went into the 7-Eleven and then I like balled out and like got so many snacks, and then I thought I was gonna vlog and like edit my vlog, but I never did. And there's a video of us eating our snacks in the 7-Eleven and like reacting to it, and it's like all of us basically.
we'll dig
There
those
is.
out. We'll dig out a lot of the videos and
Yeah.
photos that we're
Yes.
talking about and add them as content.
Insert clip.
But there was like, I'll never forget, there was like this like corn dog that had like corn kernels on
You
it.
bought a corn dog?
I didn't buy a corn dog.
Okay.
It was like
Oh,
it was
no.
like some sort of packaged, I don't know what it was, with like cream cheese and corn kernels on it. Do you remember
Oh,
seeing that?
I remember they had a lot of weird foods at the 7-Eleven. Weird
Their
snacks.
7-Eleven, by the way, is like a mini supermarket. Like there's way more than our 7-Elevens here.
At least in the
New
one we
York.
went to, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And tip for traveling to Japan, they actually recommend getting cash out at the ATMs at 7-Elevens.
Yeah.
They said that's the easiest place to get cash because I guess bank ATMs aren't as common, or
It's
they don't
probably,
pop
and
up
it's
as
also
often.
an overseas company because it's in America and in Japan, so it's
Yeah.
probably easier for them to convert.
I remember everyone
Yeah.
telling me that though, and Googling it. They always said go to a 7-Eleven.
Interesting.
Yeah, I bet. But yeah, we also went to the Sega arcade, which was really, really fun.
You think Dance Dance Revolution from like Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen with Lindsay Lohan, or like the Kissing Booth, like that level of like Dance Dance Revolution, like these
They
people
went
were going
in.
It was intense.
hard.
Yeah.
And this was like a 5-level arcade, but one section of it was just for Dance Dance Revolution, and props.
Yes.
Props, that's all I can
It
say.
was an amazing arcade.
It was
crazy.
awesome. Like,
Dave and
Dave and
Buster's
Buster's on
cracked
crack,
out.
yeah.
Yeah. And people are so good at them. Like I remember just sitting there and like watching people play, and it seems like they just do that for fun.
which is what,
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
do that for fun too, but that's like
Yeah.
all they do. Like, that's
Like,
what they
it's
do after
competitive.
school.
It's-
Yeah.
So, I remember one floor of that arcade. It was literally just dedicated to like taking pictures. Remember, you would like pay, and it would just be like photo booths
Yes.
everywhere.
Yes.
And you would go in, and it'll be like crazy filters, and you just pay to get it like a Polaroid copy
Yes,
of like those
that was
crazy
cool.
filters.
There's also another floor where it's just the crane games.
Oh my
You
God,
get,
yeah.
like,
That was
all
like
the action
as
figures.
soon as you walk in.
Yes. But like really good prizes too. Like
Yeah.
not just like little dolls, just like really
Like,
big.
not the
action
little rubber
figures.
duckies or anything like that. Like,
No,
the
it's like the
real-
plushies that you would pay like $20 here for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're actually good quality plushies. But yeah, that was basically the arcade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was just like a real bonding moment. Like the whole group went out. Like it was raining. We were walking around Japan for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Like
I know, that was crazy.
it was
They let us
crazy.
do that.
Really got
LG wasn't even with us,
I
so we really got to experiment. You know, we only went like a block away from the hotel, but
It was fun.
it was fun and
Yeah.
it was cool. And Japan, it really is unlike anything you've ever seen before. Like, think New York City, but like the coolest parts of New York City amplified. So like if you like anime, it's everywhere. Big
Yeah.
neon poster signs. Like it was just really like
Yeah.
amazing.
It was very bold and out there. Like, if you wanted, like, a cool spot to, like, really take pictures anywhere, it's Tokyo. At night, it's just crazy how beautiful it is. Like, the lights and everything.
Yeah.
It's
pretty much
very
lit up.
clean,
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Oh, yeah.
Japan in
Oh,
general,
yeah,
the
very
streets
clean.
are, like,
Immaculate.
so clean. Yeah. And, everyone there is just very, like, very nice. Like, I don't have any bad encounter with any Japanese person over there.
No,
I felt
everyone
very
was
safe there,
Yeah.
too.
safe. Everyone was super nice, super helpful to us. The difference was there, like, we were lucky that we had, like, a tour guide, because unlike when you go to Italy or you go to France, like, or Greece, not everyone speaks English there. Like, the majority of people don't speak English when you go to Japan. So if you have no knowledge of Japanese, it's kind of going to be a little bit difficult to get around. So just
Yeah,
putting
just a
that out
heads
there.
up,
Yeah, because it was definitely, out of all the countries I've been to, it was the one that the least amount of people spoke English.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
that I expect them
Really?
to.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Not that I expect them to speak English, but
Yeah.
Also, you can't even, like, read the signs. if you
there's
wanted
no
to.
sort of like, it's completely different letters, completely different alphabet. So like, take that into consideration.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, another thing, if you guys do end up going to Japan, look up, like, just their culture and everything. Because I remember Joshua, my brother, he was like, when you hand money, two hands. Do you remember that?
Yeah, there
and
was
they had
a
like
lot
a
of things
tray.
like
Didn't they
that.
have a tray? That
They
you had
have
to
a
put the
tray where you put the cash in, or like the card, anything. And yeah, their traditions are very different from ours. And the worst thing is to like disrespect somebody in their own country. So I advise you to like really look into it before going to Japan. And I mean, any country.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
always look into things that, you know.
to the traditions and
Yeah.
stuff. You don't want to offend anybody.
They had a
because-
bit more, like, rules like that than
Yeah.
other countries.
Yeah,
I've been
they
to.
were,
Also-
but they weren't like, nobody would get mad at us. Like, they were they were super nice.
They're
Like,
very
explained
sweet,
it
yeah.
to us, like, no problems. But you
Yeah.
know, just go that extra step and like, be
Look around.
aware. Be aware.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that was their first night in Tokyo. It was amazing. I remember feeling like we weren't even in a different country. Like, it was so surreal. Like, I just couldn't wrap my head around us being in Japan.
As people that like live in on Long Island, and commute or go to the city often, it's like, it's cool because it's very similar to New York City in a lot of ways. Like, it's the same kind of atmosphere. It's just like everything's louder, like in a good way. Like, it's more vibrant. It's more cartoonish. Like, it really is just New York City kind of amplified a little bit, but it
Cleaner.
wasn't. It's cleaner, safer.
Not
Definitely
smelly.
safer.
But it definitely was not like a weird adjustment. Like, we didn't get any sort of culture shock going to Tokyo, I don't think.
Yeah. Like, I
No.
remember walking around and being like, there's no way I'm in Japan right now.
Yeah, like, we could have
Yeah.
just been in a cool side street in New York City and,
Yeah.
and had the same or similar, you know.
So yeah, after like the arcade and like exploring around like that one block away from our hotel room, we all decided to like hang out together that night. And we all like just joined one room. Whose room is it? It was the boys' room. So we all went there. It was like across LG's room, remember?
Yeah,
Yeah. And then we
We drank our 1% alcohol.
we drank our 1% alcohol.
and
Hezzy bought a Hennessy, I believe.
no, it was it Hennessy?
I'm
It
almost
was
positive.
Hennessy.
It was
Yeah.
He drank Hennessy that whole trip.
Yeah.
The boys like the Hennessy.
So then, yeah, we
No.
just hung out. It was like kind of
Disgusting.
like a little bonding moment. We didn't hang out for that long. You guys went to sleep for Disney.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to Disney the next day, so we had to get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
So,
Here
If
you
you're
go, day
just-
2,
if you're
Disney.
just joining us for the first time, I'm Kelly, and I am the Disney expert on this team. and I'm a big Disney fan. So as soon as I got the, offer to go to Disney, I was like, oh my God, Disney. I mean,
she put this on the itinerary.
Yeah, as soon as I got the offer to go to Tokyo, or Japan in general, I was like, oh my God, LG, please ask if we could go to Disney. Like, please, I begged her, and they made it happen. Unfortunately, I did not specify that I meant Disney Sea. So if you guys don't know, Disney Sea is like the crowning jewel of all the Disney parks. Like, it's there's the most thrill rides, the most high tech, the most beautiful. Like, you can ride a gondola in the Venice Canal while you're walking around a Disney theme park. Like, it's absolutely crazy. If you've never seen a picture of it, like, please look it up. Like, I promise, like, it's fantastic. You will definitely feel the need to go. But nonetheless, I was super excited to go to Disneyland Tokyo. And so me and Gina went to bed really early, and I was all excited, got up, put my ears on, so excited. And we got to go over to Disney Tokyo, and unfortunately Disney Tokyo is almost a carbon copy of Disneyland in California, so like the original theme park. But there are some really amazing like differences, like their nighttime parade. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. It was absolutely beautiful. They had rides like Pooh's Honey Hunt, which was so different and unique and sick compared to the Pooh Bear. What is
Winnie the Pooh?
Winnie the Pooh. Thank you.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the word. The Winnie the Pooh ride in Florida and California, and it was just really cool. The Monsters Inc. hide and go seek ride was unfortunately closed when we went. Splash Mountain was closed, but really all in all, it was such a cool experience to go experience my favorite place in a different country.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend it. However, if you only have one day and you've already been to Florida or California, I highly suggest you detour and go to Disney Sea instead, because I will get back there. It is my biggest regret in life that I did not specify until it was too late, but
this keeps Kelly up at night.
It does. I will tweet about it like once a month, like I can't believe I fucking did that. But I'm really happy and blessed that I got the opportunity to even go to Disneyland Tokyo at all, so super excited about that. It really was an amazing experience, and I can't wait to go back and explore it some more.
Definitely, if you guys are going to Tokyo and you guys have time to go to Disney, 100% go. Like, the park isn't crowded like ours here in the United States. Like, and then everyone's
I'm sure it does get crowded, but Japan's school season runs differently than ours. So we went in the time that the Japanese children were still in school, so it was off season for them.
But I heard that in general it's not as crowded.
Interesting.
Because not as many tourists go there. It's more like local people. If you notice too, like everything was in Japanese.
In English, I mean, to be fair, Japan is definitely not as accessible to the modern United States citizen as other countries. Same with European citizens in general. And,
Japan's kind of remote, so
it's an island, off the coast of Asia. So,
and just to add on Disney, because I didn't love it as much as like Kelly did. I started loving Disney after my trip with Kelly to Disney. So
yeah, I didn't love it as much either. But we're all taking a trip to Disney with Kelly, so I have high hopes.
Yeah. I also was not as happy with Tokyo Disney as I loved it, but it was just so similar to the Disney in the States that I was like upset.
Damn, I had no idea.
But I was thankful to have gotten the chance and to have reworked it. Unfortunately, what I was really excited for was the fireworks show, which was canceled due to inclement weather.
Me and Kelly stayed later than the rest of the group to watch this fireworks show.
I went back to the hotel. I did some shopping. I ate ramen.
They ate some good noodles. Me and Kelly were sitting there waiting, and they were like, "It's canceled."
Listen, they only got to experience like Tomorrowland. We got to experience Adventureland and Frontierland. We got to run the Jungle Cruise.
True.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
True. You guys, I mean, you
Big
guys
Thunder
in
Mountain
general
Railroad
did more than what me and Josh did, because in Disney, my brother and I were mostly like just together the whole time. We were like, we didn't really want to go to Disney. We would have just explored Tokyo more or something. So we were like there. I mean,
so this didn't. Just to be clear, going to Disney did not take away from any of the days on our tour. Like, it didn't, adding it to the ACIS trip did not take away any of our activities. It just added a day of vacation, basically.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I wanted to go to Disney, so the rest of the group missed out on what they wanted to do.
We paid, like, it was added, so obviously we paid more to add Disney, and it wasn't a lot. Like, it was really affordable to add a day and go to Disney. So,
and the whole group
we might as well.
The whole group, when I brought it up, everyone wanted to. And it was an awesome experience, and I don't regret going to Disneyland Tokyo. But if I could go back, Disney, do it. Everybody who's been there says that it's their favorite park of any of the Disney parks. I follow like Disney historians and vloggers and bloggers about Disney, and
that's the number
everyone
one.
says Disney Tokyo Sea is a different experience. It doesn't even feel like anything within this universe. Like, they say that it's the best park that they've ever been to in the world. And I follow something called Theme Park Review, which if you guys haven't, you should totally. They're amazing. And they literally, all they do is go to theme parks. Like, that's their job. And they've been to almost all the parks in Japan, China, US, England, everywhere. And they say Disney Tokyo Sea is their favorite park of all time. So definitely check that out. That is my one regret in my life. But I will get back there. And you will be the first to hear about it. Trust me.
Yes, vlogs to come.
Vlogs to come.
Yeah, Disney for me, because I feel like we weren't really talking yet.
No, we weren't. We weren't close
we
with
weren't.
the group.
So me and Gina were like, we went as like outsiders. Like, we didn't know any of the other people. So like, we didn't know Liz like that yet.
I didn't really know anybody besides Abube.
Yeah.
And my brother. But yeah, so Disney for me was very, like, I was excited to go. And it was really fun. Like, apart from, like, I didn't really do the rides. I mostly stuck to, like, my brother, and we just, like, walked around. We were just, getting a feel of, like, the atmosphere. We had a lot of amazing snacks. Like, that's what we kind of did. We, like, split all the snacks around. We sat down and ate. We really just, like, were watching.
Basically, the part that Liz experienced of Disney with us was, like, Tomorrowland for the most part. You didn't ride Space Mountain, though, which is, like, the main thrill attraction, which I think Liz would have enjoyed Disney a little bit more if she had gone on that. And you have a little bit of, like, Fantasyland. You saw, like, Haunted Mansion, that's in Fantasyland there, and a couple other rides. But for the most part, she didn't go on anything in Frontier or Adventureland, which is, like, Pirates of the Caribbean, Big Thunder Mountain, like, all those rides she kind of skipped. But it's okay. She got to experience them later with me. But we'll get to that park eventually.
Yeah. And then we left early. We kind of begged and pleaded to, like, leave early, which,
I didn't know that.
I did know that, actually.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, we were all on the same page, kind of. Like, I know you wanted to stay for the fireworks show, and LG was like, yeah, that's fine. And then Thomas was really, like, I mean...
Thomas was done with
he was down to just, like, bring us back to the hotel and, like, just leave us there.
Yeah.
So, that's what we did. Some of us in the group, we left and we went back to the hotel, and then we all decided to go together and get ramen, and that was amazing.
The ramen in Japan is just as amazing as they say it is.
Yeah. The experience, too, like, you go up to a vending machine, you pick the type of ramen you want, it gives you a ticket, and you walk in. And then when you walk in, they sit you down, and then you get a paper, and then on the paper, thank God it was in English. On the paper, you literally just circle everything you want. You hand it back, and you don't see the person. Like it's just like a little window, and they'll just, like, slide the paper. You fill it out, you give it back, and then they'll, like, slide the food to you. And it was, like,
It was really cool.
It was
cool.
really cool.
I don't know if we have any Nancy Drew fans listening, but if you play the Nancy Drew computer games growing up, which you totally should, they're amazing. But they have one about that, like, takes place in Japan, and, like, the kind of, if you want to, like, check out, like, the aesthetic of, like, Japan, like, check out that video game. It nails it perfectly. I played it. It's called Nancy Drew and the Shadow of Water's Edge, I think, or the Creature of Shadow's Edge, something like that. And so if you want, like, a feel and, like, a vibe and pretend like you're in Japan, that's definitely a game you should check out.
Yeah. So that was basically what we did after ramen. I remember we walked around a little bit more. Japan is a very they have a very low population, so they kind of like encourage like sex and like all that. So
I knew this was coming.
yeah. I can't miss this. Like, I can't not talk about this because it was so different for me. So, we walked by a lot of, like, strip clubs, and we walked by a lot of, like, older stores. So, that was very crazy for me because I'm, like, a high schooler, and I'm, like, seeing people advertise sex, basically. So
is it because they have a low population?
I didn't know that. That's
know
very
that either.
interesting.
they have a low population.
I remember you guys
and
saying you passed sex shops, but I didn't know that it was like because they wanted to encourage
my brother's
sex.
very into Japan. Like
He wants
loves
to go
the
back.
culture. He loves everything about
It's the
Japan.
only place that Josh wants to go.
Yeah,
And we will go back. We will bring him back. They're opening up like a Nintendo amusement park, so
No.
I have to go
Studio
to that.
Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli.
Oh yeah, but that too.
There's also a Nintendo park
Oh,
opening
really?
up. I have to go to that,
Yeah,
and so
I didn't know that.
he has to go to that because we're into like
yeah,
we're gonna go back.
basically. So that was crazy. And just because we're on the topic, real quick, in 7-Elevens and like their mini marts, they sell magazines. It's just a crazy culture.
Oh my god, they have porn anime.
Yeah.
that was. I remember seeing that, and that
Hentai.
was. And they were like, I was gonna buy one just for like
A hentai?
fuck shit.
Yeah.
You know, fuck it.
Yeah.
Their shit was like $30, like $30 US, and I was like,
No, yeah. So there's a lot of
They're not as
they
censored as
encourage-
us.
Yeah, they're not censored at all. It was very weird for me
Yeah.
because we just don't really talk about stuff like that. But over there, it was like, damn, they're really.
I think that we talk about it
Putting it out
more. I
there.
think that if you went to like other countries, they would be like, wow, America's super open with it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you
know.
pass by, you drive past a freeway and you see a sex shop, and it's just like,
Yeah, but like we don't even like we're weird about like nipples and stuff. Like in
That's
Europe and every
true.
place else, they let
Yeah, I'm
Free the
all about
nipples.
free the nipples. That's me. I don't have. Anyways. Yeah. So I mean, that was very, very dope. That was like we were eating ramen across from like a strip club, and we
You
were
guys
gonna
got
walk
lost
in.
like the strip club street. I remember.
Yeah,
right?
we got kind of lost, and then we wanted to walk in, but we were just like, do we really want to? No, not really. So then we just didn't.
I
we just, like,
definitely
kept-
would have if I
we
was.
would've
there.
just kept
I would have
it-
walked right in.
But you were with your brother, and he
Yeah.
definitely was probably not about
That
it
was
too.
not. I mean, Joshua would be about it alone, but like
But not with his
taking his little
sister.
sister, that's not gonna happen.
No, no.
Oh,
So-
Josh.
Yeah, I mean that was very cool. It was something I got to experience differently from them, but yeah. So I basically explained what I did after Disney.
If you're curious, it's like Disney, how far away Disney is from Tokyo. Like, it's literally like a 20-minute like train ride, like subway ride. Like, it was super easy to get to, so don't feel like intimidated by the thought of like getting to Disney. 'cause
Day
it's right
3,
there.
we were still in Tokyo.
Big surprise.
So basically, in day 3 in Tokyo, we went to a couple of different shrines. So we went to the
We went to the Meiji Shrine, which
honors the defied spirits of Emperor.
Meiji and his wife. Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of like, oh, this is dope.
There's not much. So shrines are weird because it's like they're absolutely beautiful, but there's not all that much to see. Like, you go, you take a couple pictures. Like, you have to like wash your hands and wipe your lips and stuff like that to honor.
Yeah, before entering any shrine in Japan, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. So that's definitely something to be, respectful of. Also, don't wear, ripped jeans to a shrine or anything super provocative. Like, be respectful. It's like you're entering a church, right? But yeah, so you walk in. The shrines are absolutely beautiful. We'll insert one or two of the shrines that we saw, and yeah.
So Tokyo day 3 was a lot of like walking, sightseeing,
Sweating.
We got to go shopping and stuff.
yeah.
There was the Imperial Palace Plaza. Remember that?
Yeah, we went to is that what this is? The
Nakami's Street.
Yeah.
That was where we had all
That
the
was
food.
where we
That's
had
where
the
we-
shopping. That was a really cool place.
Yeah, that's when we did ramen.
Let me
the
tell you
second
something,
time.
guys. If you go to Japan, there's 3 things you need to try. One
Disney
is
Sea.
melon
Oh.
bread.
Melon bread.
One is melon bread. And oh my god, it's like a sweet bread with a cookie crust.
It's warm. It's like orgasmic.
It's crazy. And then, of course, ramen. And then last but not least, the pancakes.
Oh my gosh, you didn't talk about that.
Japanese
Yeah.
pancakes are absolutely
Delicious.
delicious.
Amazing.
They're
Very good.
fluffy. I have not been able to go back to IHOP since I went to Japan. Like, they're, oof.
We ate them
Yeah.
every morning for breakfast.
Every morning we
that
ate
we were
them.
able to.
Yeah.
That we could
They were-
find them.
So good. They were like tiny, but like, well, the first hotel, they were like tiny and fluffy and just like the right amount of crispy.
They're
on
like
the outside.
thick and
Yeah.
sweet, and oh, I dream about them, and I dream about the melon bread constantly.
I didn't even use syrup on the pancakes.
No, no,
I
you
ate
didn't
the
need
pancakes.
syrup.
Oh,
It's
another
just-
thing that I fucking loved is the peach Fanta. It was
I
so good. It's like clear, but the taste is like, I don't know. It's just really good.
They also have collectible Coke bottles, and I'm a fiend. I'm a Coca-Cola fiend, and everywhere we went, you could get your bottle. Like, your Coke bottle had like the city you were in.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of the Coke bottles just spread out like in random places in my room, like, which is really like a
Yeah.
cool thing to have. I didn't buy the Cherry Blossom collectible Coke cans. Do you remember those?
Yes.
I regret it.
Oh,
Regret.
no. Another
Regret.
regret.
Yeah.
on
Not
this
as
trip.
much as Disney Tokyo Sea, but definitely regret.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff. Tokyo is just amazing. So yeah, basically day 3 we went to see shrines, we saw the Sky Tower. It was just really good vibes. It was a lot of walking, I feel like, but overall it was very cool stuff that we learned. Like, we got our fortune like told to us, kind of like it's a different way. You like pick a stick out of like the little
The
thing.
boxes, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
you
insert
shake
a video.
box
We
and-
took
Well,
a video
they took
of
a
the
video.
full
We'll insert
ritual.
of the whole ritual
So
because
check out on YouTube.
we wouldn't be able to like explain
Explain
it
it properly.
or with
Once the number is all written in Japanese actually, but of course you're able to know. See, we can just okay, this is 11, 12, 13, 14. Then you just throw it out, okay? Then one of it out, okay? Then written here, best fortune, okay? So all written here, so you can get both treasure and dignity. All this written. Good one you bring back to your country. Not so good one. Not so good one you leave it here. You tie it here.
You tie it there.
Stay here, tie it here. Okay?
okay.
Then they will actually conduct a ritual and they will actually burn it. Okay? And send your message to God.
And then after we did
Our shopping and
our
everything.
shopping and everything, we went to and did it like a karaoke night. I don't know if you guys know anything about like karaoke bars, but they're really cool. It's like a private room. It was a really good bonding experience. Japanese beer is incredible. Just an FYI. Sake mixed right, incredible. So don't get spooked. Go to a Japanese bar. It really is an experience that you're not gonna
Yes.
forget.
We had a lot of fun singing. Well, I didn't sing,
Oh, I sang.
but
sang.
everyone sang their hearts
sang.
out.
I sang.
I sang.
There was some Hannah Montana songs out there.
It's old Kelly.
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, You Belong With Me, everything Taylor Swift. I'm
So-
actually wearing a Taylor Swift sweater right now.
Shout out. Not that she needs a shout out, but
Folklore.
Taylor Swift. She's a legend. But yeah, karaoke was so much fun. We really got to bond even more there. We still weren't speaking that much, but
We were like friends during the trip, but we didn't get like super close until after
yeah,
the trip.
it's not
so-
like how we are now. Like, I'm able to really just talk to you guys. We'll walk together. Like, we didn't do that. We were just like, we're
Oh,
just
hey,
there,
you're
like,
there.
hey,
Yeah.
like enjoying the time together. So yeah, we went to karaoke night and then went back to our hotel, and then in the morning, which would be day 4, we started heading to Mount Fuji. So we hopped on the bus. We had a private bus the whole time.
which is one of the benefits of an ACIS tour.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to worry about transportation or anything. They tell you exactly where to go and what to do. It's a little bit pricier, but you get a tour guide and a bus and a lot of other things, so it's definitely helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the tour guide pretty much stays with you the whole time. And they're pretty flexible, too. Like, if you don't want to do something in the itinerary, you want to switch it around.
You
they
want to
make
add a
it work.
day to go to Disney?
Yeah,
they make it work.
Yeah.
And they go with you and do
Yeah.
it with you. So, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, so day 4 we went to Mount Fuji. Well, before getting to Mount Fuji, we went to a it's like a museum. It was a kimono museum. We got to see like the detailed kimonos, and we got to like really like experience
Like the older culture.
and
And
we
see like traditional kimonos and even feel them. I think we were allowed to touch the fabric.
A couple of them.
a couple of
Yeah.
them, not all of them.
So we did this in place because unfortunately it was a bad day. In the ACIS itinerary, they have like a boat cruise and like a Skyliner experience for Mount Fuji. But because the weather was so gross and groggy that day, those experiences were substituted for the Kimono Museum, which was amazing. And ACIS is amazing about making, adjustments to the itinerary
you
if
get
needed.
you get your money's worth out of it.
But it is a little bummy that we weren't able to get to the stuff on Mount
Yeah.
Fuji.
The weather sucked.
The weather
whole
sucked.
trip. I think honestly that was like a bad time to travel to Japan. Like it
Yeah.
was just humid. It was rainy season.
was
It was
so-
crowded.
very cloudy.
Yeah, and if you're going in July and you're hoping to see cherry blossoms, I got news for you guys. There were no cherry blossoms. They bloom for like 2 weeks and they're bloom in April. So if you want to go, it's the most expensive time to travel there, but it's probably worth it. I can't even imagine how beautiful they must be, which is something that's also on my bucket list to
Yeah.
get back to Japan
Yeah.
to do.
But July is definitely like the wet season. Like it was
Yeah.
just like rainy and humid every day.
Yeah, we were sweating. We were sweating a lot.
it was still beautiful. But
Oh,
it was still-
absolutely. We got to see, that we were waiting for the peak of Mount Fuji to pop out because it was so cloudy, and it did a couple times. And when it did,
Everyone was like, "Oh my
it
god!"
was
Yeah.
it was well worth it. It was beautiful.
It was like a floating cloud, and then the peak. But
Yeah, everyone went running toward it, took
Yeah.
pictures with
I was
it.
like-
I was like, "What's going on?"
I was like a mess. I was already so tired by that day. I didn't have makeup on. I had crazy clothes. But you know what?
yeah. So after the Kimono Museum, we went to Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji, were we there a long time?
We did there's like a little town where we were. So we did some shopping.
like up the mountain.
Up the mountain, yeah. We did some shopping. We checked out a couple things. But all in all, we were only there for like 2 hours, I would say.
Yeah, then we left. We went straight to our hotel after that.
And we went to a really traditional hotel, right? That was when we went to a
Yes.
super traditional hotel. So they gave us the traditional Japanese robes.
Slippers.
We had to go, slippers to walk around in, and
Yeah.
we went to a traditional Japanese dinner, which the food in Japan, for people who don't like sushi or raw food or fish really in general, is
tough.
difficult.
Yeah.
I ate a lot of ramen. I experiment a lot when I'm on vacation. I try foods, but the Japanese cuisine was not
wasn't really suited
for me
us. Yeah.
or for our group as a whole. So that
Yeah.
was
I did find things that I liked though. Like I found out I love seaweed.
I remember that. Now you
Yeah.
snack. She buys this dried up seaweed and we'll snack
Yeah.
on it when we go to the beach.
Yeah, and seaweed salad. I always get seaweed salad out.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I really do not like seaweed. I've tried sushi so many times, and my biggest thing with sushi is the seaweed. So
Really?
some people say they don't taste it. I absolutely taste it.
This texture of just fish for me is just
Yeah.
I like some of the sushi, but like sometimes you just saw like, raw
Ugh.
sashimi or something. I was just like, I can't.
People love it though.
Yeah.
So and we had friends that love sushi and thrived with the food on the trip. So
Yeah.
it's really a preference. If you don't, I definitely brought with me because I thought I was gonna like the cuisine. I brought with me like a big box of Lucky Charms, but everyone demolished them. Like by the second night, they were gone. I don't know if you guys remember that. We were just
I
passing
do
around my
not.
box of Lucky Charms. Yeah,
No, I don't.
it's so funny.
But yeah, so our hotel in Mount Fuji was beautiful. We were only there a night. We had the spa in there, which if you
Japanese
haven't heard,
spas.
yeah. So, okay, I couldn't go to the spa because I have a tattoo, and that's not really accepted in Japanese culture.
If you go into the spa with a tattoo, it's really kind of considered disrespectful.
Yeah.
It's like tattoos are considered like demonic almost.
Yeah. So
Like they relate tattoos with being in the mafia. So, yeah.
So me and Gina and a couple of the other girls on the trip went. You know, they have separate girls and guys, and you go in with your robes and you take them off and you go naked into these basically hot spring pools.
Yeah.
And you sit and you relax and you talk, and it sounds very weird, and it was, but I actually quite enjoyed it. You left and you felt like your pores were clear. You felt like you were detoxed.
Yeah, and I didn't get to really go in there. Like, I didn't go in there naked, but I just went in there to pop in and see like what the vibe was, and yeah, it's like this small little pool, and then
obviously like phones are not allowed. It's like a real like sanctuary type of place.
Yeah,
and then
I actually liked after the pool.
As soon as you step out,
yeah, because they had like that whole like, you know, they had the scrubbing for the dead skin.
Oh yeah,
they had the facial.
They had
station. It was really
little
cool.
stations like vanities almost, and you had your shampoo there, your
face scrub.
Everything.
They gave you they offered it to you. Like, we didn't bring our own. They had like a whole spa experience basically for us waiting.
It was like a 3-step face mask that you just like peeled off each layer. It was like amazing.
It was really nice.
Which I went to the gift shop and I bought that face mask stuff. I still have the collagen mask.
Oh my god.
Funny. I didn't know that.
Yes.
But yeah. So that was really cool. That was definitely an experience. I remember Joshua went and I was like, "Did you like it?" And he was just like, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, he liked it, but like at the same time he's just
he was naked with other guys probably.
So anyways,
it's kind of weird.
And the hotel itself was really beautiful. Remember that hallway?
Yeah, so it was like situated in like the middle of nowhere. Like, it was really like a spa resort, like sanctuary place. Like, no loud music. You know, we were a bunch of basically teenagers in this hotel. Like, we had to be super respectful. Like, just, you know, mindful of what's going on. Whereas in like a place like Osaka, I had music blasting which was probably very disrespectful of me, but it's just it's just common room etiquette. Like, you don't play music like when you're in a hotel room, but I definitely did.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that was basically all of like our Mount Fuji day. It was very nice. I felt very bougie. It was a very bougie type of moment.
It was the first time I saw a volcano, which was pretty sick.
Yeah, me too. In real life.
So
which we were talking about hiking Mount Fuji one day.
We have to do some training for that though, because we tried hiking a little trail today and we were all dying a little bit.
Yeah,
it was like an hour hike. I was like,
yeah.
Can we turn around, please?
Not even an hour.
No,
it
took us
15 minutes,
and we stopped like multiple times. Too,
I know,
so it was less than that.
That's crazy. All right, hitting the gym, ladies.
Day 5. We went to I was about to say Tokyo.
I know.
We went to the Toyota Museum, which I had just gotten a brand new Toyota a few months before then. So I was very excited to see how my car was made.
Me and Gina, on the other hand,
I was excited.
Okay, me on the other hand was not excited. I have no interest. My car knowledge goes as far as Fast and the Furious. And, you know, I enjoy it. I did enjoy it, actually, but I was not excited. So this was a kind of a surprise, enjoying thing for me. I thought that I was just going to have to push through it. I thought I was going to be bored. But no, it was actually super interesting.
I was driving a Toyota at that time, too.
Yeah,
so
we were literally
cool to see.
We were literally in the production line, basically.
Yeah,
like,
there's
above the production line.
There's like little like catwalks above the production line, so we were seeing people like actually put together these cars that were going to get shipped either to America or to a different country.
Yeah,
and they were like explaining the process and how the assembly line works and everything. So that was pretty cool. I kind of linked on to the assembly line as a little history nerd and like the Industrial Revolution and everything like that. So that was really interesting to me to see like it actually happening.
I remember seeing like the crazy lights. Remember like the green and the reds, and because like it's like a factory, obviously. So, the Toyota Museum wasn't really much like to talk about. We saw Toyotas and
we got to sit in them too. That was cool.
Yeah. We got to sit in some nice ones. And me and Gina's roommate, Sam, she loves cars. So she was like in her glory that day. You remember?
Yeah. Yes.
So she got to sit in like her dream car, which was really cool. We got to ride like motion simulator. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was like basically a racing.
They had a few like
thing.
Lexuses that had the radio on them.
Yeah. Oh my god, we were blasting the radio. That was
Yeah.
funny.
They had one car that had like, was it bunny ears?
Yeah,
Yes.
bunny.
It was-
I have a picture of that.
It was
actually.
wrapped in like fur.
Yeah,
And,
it was a fuzzy car.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
some really really cool stuff. They
Yeah.
did. Yeah, surprise good time for me. I was not excited. I was not excited for that at all.
Yeah. And then
We did like a pit stop to like when we left, we did like a pit stop to like a little gas station that overlooked like this beautiful lake. And me and Gina took some pictures there.
yeah, it was cool walking around there. We saw Starbucks. We saw Baskin Robbins, which I'm guessing Baskin Robbins are really like big for them over there.
Yeah, there was a lot of those.
And
They
then
had like weird flavors too.
Yeah.
And then we also saw like these other little like little food trucks almost. People were making like the dumplings, and I know you guys had noodles there.
Yes.
And then they
I
had
definitely got noodles.
their gas stations are really nice.
And just, I'm a softball player, and like baseball and softball is not like really popular in other countries, but for me to like go to a place on the other side of the world and like see softball players like decked out in like their baseball pants and their jerseys and their socks with dirt on them, like they just came from a game, smiling, happy, like that was one of the coolest things. Like something so small like that was like made my day. Like it was awesome. And like we passed baseball stadiums, and it was a very, very cool thing for people who like, you go to another country, you know, usually it's soccer or cricket or something like that, but
Yeah.
Japan, you know, baseball's their sport, and it was cool. Softball's not really represented that much, especially like even in like DR, like baseball's big there, but like not so much softball. Like seeing softball players in Japan was really a very cool experience.
Yeah. It was yeah, I just wanted to like talk about, remember when we made that stop and they had that really big shop there, and then that's where you started buying more of the Coke cans. Like every store out there is just so clean and like aesthetically like pleasing, like everything organized and everything, I don't know, everything was just so dope
So
to
nice,
see.
yeah.
After that we went to a shrine.
The
let me try to-
Atsujinju Shrine. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the names. Like, it's been 3 years since we went. It's hard
Yeah.
to remember exactly what the
Yes.
pronunciation was.
So, it was like along the lines of like the other shrines we've seen, not to compare anything, but it was like, you know, nice, beautiful shrines. You have to wash your hands and your lips and everything before walking in. It was just like the same concept. So we went to the
Atsuda Jinju.
Atsuda Jinju Shrine, and it was built in the honor of the Shinto goddess. Yep.
It was built in the honor of a Shinto goddess.
Of Asian
And it was home to an ancient and legendary sword.
Yes. Perfect, Gina.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
I'm sorry about the butchering of the pronunciation.
We're gonna link our
Itinerary
itinerary with
Now-
all the specific names.
and histories.
Yes.
Now this is
Yeah.
a slightly different itinerary. The itinerary that's on the ACIS website is slightly different than the trip we went on 3 years ago. But for
it's
the most,
overall.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
So just be aware.
So yeah. I don't really remember that night.
That night we decided we wanted
To be
go
bougie.
out and we wanted to go clubbing in Japan. So we all got dressed up. Not too much though. Not too fancy.
I was just kind of,
I didn't get dressed up. I was wearing a bathing suit top with
Yes.
overalls underneath.
Yeah.
So definitely not fancy, and that was definitely the reason we did not get let into
Yes.
the
Which
club.
Yeah.
it definitely influenced the looks we got when we got up to the rooftop club of
Yeah,
a nice hotel.
Don't try clubbing
in Japan.
in Japan if
when,
you're not gonna.
in casual clothes.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. We basically just wandered around. Where were we?
We were in
Nagoya.
yes,
Yeah,
were in
we
Nagoya.
just wandered in Nagoya that whole night because we couldn't get into any club. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we really, the effort was there.
The effort was there.
Yeah, oh wait, but before that we went to we had dinner and we had like this Japanese style barbecue restaurant, and they give you like the raw meat and you like grill it yourself,
Which doesn't
It was-
work out if you don't know how to cook, by the way.
I mean, me and Gina were basically at the table with 2 guys. We were at
And
the
none
table.
of us knew how to cook.
And none of us knew how to cook, and we were all scared of getting salmonella.
So we like overcooked
Charted.
the fuck out of
Charted.
it.
So if
Not
you're gonna-
even. It was gray. Like we were eating gray chunks of dog food. We did not know what to do with these slabs of meat.
So that could also just be our own stupidity contributing to why we didn't like the food in Japan. But
100%. We didn't know how to cook.
I mean, it's really not that difficult. Like, you just put the meat that they prepared onto the grill and you cook it.
And we just let it sit there for like 12 minutes. Not gonna lie. We just all like stared at it and we were like, yeah,
we think it's
that
done.
looks good.
Yeah, at my table it was my brother was there and we
Chefing it up.
yeah, it was Hezzy, my brother, Ryan, and me, and Joshua was just like chefing it completely up. Like we were there with our own,
you guys.
we had our own chef at our table. He was like, "How do you guys want it cooked?"
Are you
And,
kidding me?
I'm not.
We had so we weren't just alone. So ACS would put you with another tour group sometimes if your group's not big enough. So we were with one boy from the other tour group and our friend Jeremiah,
And it
and
was so awesome.
we like kind of left it to them to cook.
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Because they had no idea what they were doing.
They tried and we appreciate it, but it was charred and it was it was rubber, it was dog food, it was
It was
disgusting.
literally dog food.
It's like them having a miserable time. We were literally behind each other, so it's like behind me, it's them like hating their food, and
I was,
then
like,
At this
eating,
point, we were
like-
hanging out with Ryan more than we were hanging out with you. Like, you were just kind of around when we were hanging out with Ryan, so it was
Yeah.
like we didn't get along like that yet. I don't think I said 2 words to Josh on that trip.
Well,
so it's
yeah,
like,
look where it
yeah.
got us. We're eating meat-flavored bubble gum. Literally, that's what was happening. We...
Joshua was like chefing it up completely. Joshua. props
Shout
to
out.
you,
I have a
Josh.
suggestion. Go to a local Japanese or Korean barbecue place before you go to Japan. Just like ask, your waiter or waitress kind of how it works, how to get the setup, so you don't look
Yeah.
like an idiot and you're not eating
Yeah.
charred dog food when
Or
you get
you
to
just go
Japan.
on
Figure out
YouTube.
how to
Yeah.
cook. Learn how to
So-
cook. Learn how to just put it on the grill.
Yeah.
We couldn't even do that.
We were all just so scared of getting food poisoning. I was afraid of getting food poisoning, which is crazy. If it was that easy to get food poisoning, they wouldn't have served it to us.
But
like
then
that.
again, it's thin ass pieces
It's
of
thin.
meat, so
Thin.
there was no
For
way.
12 minutes
like-
being cooked.
No, there was no way that we're gonna get salmonella or anything along
like
the lines.
thin, like paper thin. Like I don't know what
Yeah.
we were.
it was like bacon almost. Like
No, it was thinner than bacon.
yeah, you're right.
Thinner than
It was-
bacon.
It was thinner
Thin.
than bacon.
No,
it
it
was
was
thin.
thin.
And it was small. No, it was thin there.
I'm thinking of like because we did this a couple of times during the trip. So at one time we literally had chunks of meat.
That was at the mall place, kind of.
one of those where we like dunked it into a pot.
No, that was
No,
with
that's
that was when we were
another
all
spot.
eating together. That's later.
That was dog food too. We just
I don't think I ate it that night. I think I stuck to the noodles.
Remember
to the
they
ramen.
gave us like
Yeah.
this can of like black sauce that you would dunk like your meat in. That was another spot too,
Yes.
actually.
we did this a lot on
A
the
lot
trip,
of
and me and
Dunkin'.
Kelly didn't get it right once.
Yeah.
Literally.
Not a single time, and this is why. So don't take our suggestion about the food too seriously, because
We didn't know what
Yeah.
the fuck
We
we,
didn't
were
know what the
doing.
fuck.
Not
were
gonna lie, like I did truly try to eat, but I remember Ryan at one point he was like, "Eat the salmon like raw, like dip it into the soy sauce and like eat it." I was just like, "Yeah, okay." So then I tried it and then I spit it right back out. It was not.
yeah, but he loved sushi.
Yeah,
that was
he
why.
like loves it. So he was just like, "You're like overreacting, basically. Like try it." And I was just like,
No.
"Not happening."
Zero
Like
chance.
I tried it.
Josh,
So here's the
cook for
thing.
me.
Yeah.
It's like disrespectful in Japanese culture to like not eat your food.
Yeah,
So like, we ate everything.
we at least tried it. We
We
can't
did.
say we didn't
No,
try
no,
it.
no.
Me and Kelly went above and beyond.
To eat everything.
We went to a lot of the traditional dinners we had, and we ate that raw fish. We cleaned our plates just to be respectful.
We were just trying to be respectful, and it,
You guys, they went to
Yeah.
TGIF.
they went to,
sorry.
they abandoned
Japan?
us. Me and Gina and LG.
No,
and
but you know what
like
it
two other
was?
people were sitting there like
Guess we gotta eat
gagging
everything.
down the fish that we hated.
No, but you know what it was? Because we always sat apart from each other, so we didn't sit at the same table. My whole entire table
Left
left me and Joshua there.
for
How
prepaid.
the fuck were
A
we gonna
prepaid
finish?
dinner.
For a prepaid traditional.
Well, guess what? You didn't
Dinner.
finish, but we had to finish
Yeah,
it.
I
because
ate
we were stuck
rice.
there.
I ate rice and
my God.
shrimp on a stick, and I was like, I'm sorry, LG. Like,
Bye.
Josh wants to leave. I'm gonna leave with my brother.
Yeah, so me and Kelly as the adults of the trip, because most of them were in high school.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, we're gonna
Except for
stick
Josh,
it
who's
through.
older than us, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were the adults. We sat there and we ate like half the table, or we tried to move it around at least to make it
Genuinely
look like
trying not to gag. Like we did our best.
We
LG
did really
helped
well.
us.
I remember LG yelling. Like, she, not yelling, but
She
like,
doesn't get
came-
mad,
yeah.
but she was annoyed. She was like, "You
Yeah.
guys, that was so disrespectful."
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
at least
felt
we
bad.
stayed.
At least we stayed.
We could have left
We
too.
could
and
have
then
left.
That
At
would
least-
that
that would have been
bad.
really bad.
I mean, Josh and I were the last ones to stay up until it was just you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to
Yeah.
repeat the fact, like, I don't like seafood that much. So
Yeah.
if I liked
Yeah.
seafood, it would have been a whole different story.
There was
I
like this
absolutely don't.
dinner had like crab legs and lot of lobster. I don't
But
like
the thing
lobster.
is, like,
I don't even know how
their
to eat, like,
fish
you know,
is just like
no.
bigger than ours. Like, the crab legs
there
were
was heads on the
crazy big.
shrimp. Do you remember that? There was a head on the shrimp.
Yes, they had eyes. So
I
I do like some seafood, and I really tried on this trip. So I ordered spaghetti with crab, and a whole crab came out, and I had no idea
remember that.
what to do with it.
It was like a big ass, like think Sebastian from The Little Mermaid sitting on top of her fucking spaghetti. It
like
was
in a shell.
in a shell, head on, eyes there, antennas out,
I
everything.
didn't know what to do. I was just staring at
The
it. I was
butthole
like,
straight right there. The butthole
did you
was
just
right
say
there.
it? Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. Everything was just in your face.
It was rough.
In your face.
It was rough.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
That's enough about food.
That's enough about our disastrous
Yeah.
food.
We lost some weight on
We
this
had
trip.
a lot of melon bread though.
Yeah.
We had a
bread.
lot of melon bread and
Snacks
a
and-
lot of pancakes.
I had a lot of candy.
I had a
I
lot
was
of
gonna say, I think ice cream, maybe.
no. They had a lot of
Matcha.
matcha ice cream, and I don't like that.
No.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. All right.
So, yeah, day 6 we're on. We were in Osaka.
Beautiful, beautiful city.
That is my favorite place that we went. The Osaka Castle was absolutely
Beautiful.
spectacular.
Yeah, and then that day we got to go to the street market, which is like a food street market, and we absolutely loved that.
Yes, the street market and street food, amazing there.
Listen, this
Yeah.
was a fish market. Okay, we had just previously said that we don't really like fish. I like salmon, okay, so I got like salmon on a stick just to try it.
Delicious.
Oh my god,
The best
Best
salmon we've ever had.
dream
Oh my
about
gosh.
the salmon. I dream about it.
This was a bonding moment for us because it was me, Kelly, Gina,
And Josh.
and Joshua.
This is the moment.
This is the moment where
We've
we
been
started
trying to
getting
like
closer.
pinpoint like how did we start hanging out alone? Like when did this
Yeah,
happen?
it was this time.
So we got close. I was like, Josh, you have to try. That was like the 3 words I said to him that whole trip. Like, you have to try this salmon. I went
Yeah.
back and got 2. I should have went back and gotten a 3rd. Like,
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
everyone to try it.
we got. I was like,
It was so
raving
good.
about it. Like, it was. We'll put the name of the market.
And we have a
And
video
videos.
of it.
I have
Yeah.
multiple videos of like multiple people
But-
trying the salmon.
We will definitely link the itinerary so that you can get the name of these markets and places that we went.
Yeah.
Because it was. Oh, I dream about it. Okay.
Yeah, and in that market, there was really exotic looking stuff. Like, there was a whole octopus.
Do you remember the
On
dollar
sticks.
store, the 99-cent store?
Mm-hmm.
It had like these like Disney. Okay, it had Mickey Mouse Disney seats, not like toilet seats that like are cushioned, but like stickers that you would stick around your toilet bowl. It was so weird. They had so many like weird little things. They like love Disney in Tokyo and Japan in general. So they had like Disney everywhere.
Everything,
It was
yeah.
Kelly
awesome.
was in her favorite
It
place.
was.
She
It
in
was
her happy
amazing.
place.
Oh
I
my
was in a happy
gosh!
place.
Wait, talking about toilets, the
I
bidets.
was gonna
Oh my
say.
god!
Oh.
I definitely have a video of,
Like, I
of
wanna get
Jeremiah like using it and getting it all over his pants. Do you remember?
Have you ever used the bidet before though?
Before that,
No, not before that. And then it went up
me
my
either.
butt, and I was
so
like,
I had no idea what I was doing. Like I remember the first toilet I went to in Japan, the bidet was like out, like that stick that comes out, and I had no idea. I was like, is that a camera? Like, what the fuck is that?
There's also like 100 buttons on Japanese toilets.
and then also
There's seat warmers.
anywhere you go, there's a bidet.
and it
unless
plays
it's-
music. It plays
Yes.
music.
It plays music to hide your poops.
Yeah,
It's a
it
seat
warms
warmer
up.
to warm up your butt.
It
Like,
sprays your booty hole.
It sprays you,
It
like
does.
like,
It does
dries it.
everything.
I remember going
It dries it.
Yeah.
There's
You
a
go, oh my God,
fan.
yeah. I went
Yeah.
to the airport and I went to the bathroom when we landed and I was like,
What
what
is this?
the fuck do I press
do you
to
remember
flush? I didn't know how to
when-
flush the toilet. I legitimately
There's
had
just a
no
button,
idea how to
yeah.
flush the toilet.
Like, I love the bidet. I'm probably gonna get it installed in my house. That's how much I like it.
It's like a thing now. Every house that I've been going to, like my friends, they have bidets installed. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's just
it's a
amazing.
new thing.
But
new wave.
also, toilets in Japan are also if it's not a bidet and it's more like old and traditional, it's like you're peeing squatted over a little.
Well, you're supposed
Tunnel.
to. There's something called
Hole, yeah.
a
Yeah.
squatty toilet now, and you're supposed to like have your knees up to your shoulders. It's like puts you in a better position to poop.
I've heard of
Yeah.
that before. Like
Ian?
it's natural.
Lydia's brother,
He
Ian,
does that, right?
Swears by it, bro.
He has that?
He has it. He swears by it. So I might have to invest.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Yeah,
Ian,
sorry to
but
put you on blast. out here.
Ian wants to go to Japan really bad, so maybe we'll take him. I
yeah.
promise.
I went to school with Ian. I didn't really speak to him, but
I feel like him and Josh would get along really well.
yeah.
Yeah. Ian's like also obsessed with Japanese culture and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
The last thing I'll say about the toilets is that they were super expensive. And I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, they were Toto.
But our tour
Right.
guide, Thomas, told us that one time he had a student, like, try to take it home as a souvenir. And, like, they were just like, what are you doing? Like,
what do you mean take it home?
like
you could like
unscrewed
unscrew it.
Yeah. And, like, the hotel was just like, where's our toilet seat? And Thomas was mortified. But he told us that.
I would have been mortified too.
Yeah,
Oh
imagine.
my god,
Oh my
Thomas.
god. I
Oh my
could never
gosh.
have shown my face back there again.
If Yari is listening to this,
Which we will send it to you because we love you.
Yeah.
Thomas is my boyfriend. Period. Okay, I just wanted to get that over.
Moving
with.
on.
Yeah.
Day. I think that's all we have, right? For Osaka.
Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, it was just
We went to like a shopping center that was like supposed to be modeled after like the streets of New York City and the streets of I think it's Paris or Milan.
Milan.
It was Milan.
It was like the shopping area.
And it was pretty cool. We went on to me and Gina went to like this big weird like it was basically like a Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
It was like a VR like experience.
virtual.
Like you sit there was 4 of us in there and like you go around and you see the city from the top and you
I love
get
this,
they have like
yeah.
little binoculars that you can pass around that allows you to like see like a 360 view.
As
Yeah.
if
And,
you're
like,
like floating.
Yeah, that was awesome. We went to Burger King there. They had some fish options. I remember that.
Yeah.
I went to a McDonald's there.
Yeah.
And they had like fish options. Well,
Yeah.
here we have one fish option, but over there there's more.
There's more because it's more
Yeah.
of like a custom like
yeah,
catered
McDonald's
to
like
their cuisine.
Yeah.
changes their menu.
Their
according to
fries though were
country.
really good. Their fries
Yeah.
in McDonald's in Japan were really good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I like to go see like the McDonald's in other countries because I'm just like some McDonald's around Europe sell beer. Like I'm just
Yeah,
like
we never
Really?
went in Guatemala.
really.
We always talked about going to McDonald's in Guatemala. We never went.
I remember in Spain they had like beer, like croquetas, like old like traditional Spanish food.
Interesting.
But yeah, that shopping center was really nice. They had Forever 21. They had like modern stuff. They had
It's like big fashion kind of
yeah, and
stores.
like fast fashion to like the extent like you know how Forever 21 has like cheap clothing. Every store out there is very.
I got
cheap,
this like
fast.
cute. I should have worn it today.
fashion.
Actually, I got this like cute like shirt sweater, but it was short sleeve. It had like denim on the sides. It was white. It had denim on the sides and like a little like newspaper print thing.
Yes, I
and a
remember
hoodie.
that.
I wear it all the time. Still, it's
Yeah.
It's so comfortable and so cute, and I always get a lot of compliments on it. So
Yeah, we found a few boutiques. That was a boutique.
That was
Yeah.
a boutique. It cost me like $20. I also got be careful when you're buying in Japan because like the dresses don't fit bra sizes. So
like the chest is very tight.
very tight. So like I'm getting rid of a dress. It's been sitting in my closet for 3 years now because it's just the way my boobs fit and it doesn't fit me
Yeah.
up top, which is really sad. So just, before you buy a dress or a shirt, like try it on because
Or go up a size always. 'Cause
Yeah.
everything's pretty petite there too.
yeah.
Everything's very like I was in my skater phase. Like I really liked the tomboy look. So I got a lot of like embroidered cartoon t-shirts. Like They were so cheap, good quality. I got very cool socks. I just really liked shopping out there.
Yeah, it was very cool
nice.
stuff,
Yeah.
and it was well priced compared to New York.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay,
So then, day 7, we went to Kyoto, which I think was my favorite city.
I think Osaka was my favorite, but Kyoto was
It's between the two for me.
it was the most, I wouldn't say romantic, but like most like
Traditional, I feel like.
it definitely traditional, but
very
like it was
beautiful.
beautiful. Like I can
Yeah.
imagine like holding hand, like walking up and down the street.
Yeah.
It's like
Yes, it is romantic.
it's
in that
romantic.
sense.
It's romantic in that sense. Like
Kyoto was the
cobblestone.
tea
It's got
ceremony, right?
Yes.
it's got like cobblestone streets and mom and pop stores and very beautiful.
A lot of art, beautiful, beautiful art in Kyoto. Oh my goodness. Like I wanted to buy everything. It was just so nice. I wish I had more money when I went. I would have literally like,
I balled out.
yeah.
It ended up being like a $4,000 or $5,000 trip for me.
Yeah.
Yes, this was one of the more
This
expensive.
was the most expensive trip for me.
Yeah, honestly, I
Was-
spent $5,000.
Yeah, I definitely did. It was
Oh my
was
God.
Yeah.
it was a bit pricey.
Yeah.
I felt bougie though.
Yeah, like we went to fucking
Like-
Japan. How many people can fucking say that?
And the hotels were all like four
Four or
stars.
5 stars.
and
Yeah,
up.
like
yeah.
ACIS does not put you in a shack. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
We were staying at we went to Greece with ACIS as well, and
They put you in nice
nice
hotels.
4 or 5 star hotels that are right in the center of the city, like beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Kyoto, we went to like a traditional tea ceremony there, which was cool. I do not like tea, but I managed to get it down without gagging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
The tea was alright. It was just a little bit more bitter, I think, than most people thought. But that's why they served it with cookies to
The
sweeten
cookies
it up.
were good. The
Cookies,
cookies
yeah.
were good.
Yeah.
And it's a whole ceremony. Like they teach you how to like flip the cup, so like the image is displayed.
You
Yeah.
watch
And
her
then-
like kneel and like make the tea. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I felt
So
very
nice, yeah.
special.
You gotta be really, really, she kneels before you to hand you your tea. Like, it's very, like, if you're gonna do something like that, though, you have to be respectful. Like,
yeah.
that is something so
Sacred.
sacred to them. So,
Yeah.
don't do that and think that you're gonna, like, not drink the tea or you're gonna
You're gonna drink the tea.
fuck around and laugh. You're not gonna do that. You sit there, you pay attention, and you appreciate the beauty of it.
Yeah, and like in like most places in Japan, you take off your shoes and you put sandals on and you walk in there, or even in your socks. Like you're not really wearing your shoes around,
No.
stuff like that. And like it connects to what we said before. Really look into it, and it's kind of like a commitment. Like you're gonna really respect their culture. So
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
a rule of thumb when traveling, though. Like, always respect it. Put yourself in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
Push your boundaries. Drink the tea that you don't like. Just make sure you're always super respectful.
yeah. We also went to the Golden Pavilion.
Oh, God, that was
That
beautiful.
was amazing.
It was like solid gold
It was literally gold. What else did we do?
in Kyoto. They had something really cool. Me and Kelly were talking about it. It was kind of like, almost like, do you remember? You want to tell the story about the love thing?
Okay,
don't know
so basically they had like at the top. So when we went to Kyoto, it's like a beautiful like old village. Like you see girls in the geisha
yeah.
where like this is where they like do that whole ritual. So you're walking up. Our tour guide bought us the matcha ice cream, which I didn't like. You could either get like matcha or coffee flavored, and I don't like either of those flavors. So I think Gina or
I like the coffee flavor.
somebody
I like the
ate
coffee.
mine, and
I definitely ate yours.
yeah, we walked around. It's absolutely beautiful, and at the top of that hill of the neighborhood is a beautiful, probably the most beautiful out of all the shrines we saw, shrine that has this absolutely gorgeous view of the below cities and surrounding. And in there's like these two rocks, so it's on a straight line from each other, and it's like if you can walk from one of the rocks to the other in a straight line with your eyes closed, while thinking of the person you love's name, you guys are like meant to be, or like you guys are gonna end up together. Which
Goes along with the whole romanticized.
Go along with the whole romanticized. Like you can tie like a ribbon with a wish onto the trees around. Do you remember that?
Yes.
It was absolutely beautiful
And like picking up. Remember they had like a heavy rock or whatever. If you could pick it up, like that was like, successful or whatever.
Oh yeah, you're gonna live a successful life. They also have they have a lot of stuff like that. Like in my wallet to this day, I carry like a frog coin.
Oh my gosh, me too. Wait, let me show it.
Okay, the frog coin, like basically, you touch it, you put it in your wallet, and then you leave it there, and it's supposed to bring you good fortune. And
Yes.
honestly, it's still something that I carry every day, and that I'll probably never get rid of.
I'm just gonna do a close up. This is what it is, and I literally carry this everywhere. I take this anywhere I'm traveling at this point.
Yeah.
And
That's cool.
I always have like safer travels. I feel like when I carry it with me because
I'm not like a big superstition person, but I genuinely like appreciate that and
Yeah.
like believe in that.
I keep
Yeah.
they gave us, I don't know if you remember, bells once. It was
Yes,
like a good
I have a bell as well.
I keep that with me. That's always in my camera case.
That was a
That's
gift
in my
from us.
room. That's in my
Yeah.
room. Yeah.
I always jingle when I walk, when I travel.
Yeah, the bell is supposed to be like good, safe travels, well wishes, like that type of thing.
Yeah, there's really cute stuff like that, like things that symbolize a lot.
It was just
Yes.
like definitely the most romantic of the cities we visited in Japan, and I have like 3 favorites. We already went over Osaka and Kyoto, but those 2 were top 3. There's one more that I really enjoyed that we'll talk about in a second. But.
Yeah. But that night, basically day 7, we went to Osaka and we went to like their main streets and got to explore like the city. Not too much, but we got to like feel what Osaka was really like. And
Yeah. Then our last day
Was
in Japan was Nara Park.
which was
where the Buddhist temple is. And
the coolest experience here. Like you gotta stay away from deer. Like they've got ticks, they've got fleas. Like they're gonna run in front of your car. Like there, it's just like the deer come up to you and like want you to pet them and like hang out with them. They're like dogs. It was amazing.
you feed them. Well, it wasn't really suggested to, but like
Yeah, you got to be careful. Like, you can't leave your purse open. They will nip at any
Yeah.
food you have. Just got to be careful in terms
Yeah,
of that.
they were so smart though. They were like crossing streets, like waiting for cars to,
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
stop.
they
There
were-
was
It
they're
was
just very
amazing.
much more accustomed to like having people around, I would say.
Yeah.
And then inside the temple, there was like gong we got to ring, and there was like a tree, and in the tree they cut out like a square, and apparently like anybody can fit through it, or like the majority of people. Do you remember that?
Yeah, like a one size fits all
So,
kind of
kinda
thing. Like
thing.
anybody could squeeze through there.
And I like
A couple people tried
Tried.
it. I don't think I tried it. I just like watched.
I tried it, but
I
I'm
didn't try it either.
not really claustrophobic, but I just
That looked claustrophobic.
I wasn't feeling it, so I got out and I didn't go through it. But I think Shannon went through it. Our friend Shannon went through
Yeah.
it and had that was probably a super
Yeah.
cool experience to like get through it the whole way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't try it. I was like, I'll pass.
I was definitely wearing a dress, and it was just I tried, but I just
Yeah. No, I definitely just I think the whole trip I was just carrying too much stuff.
Yeah, you had like your camera case and a
Yeah.
pocketbook.
Camera case, pocketbook, backpack. I was like, I'm not putting this all down to
Yeah.
go through a tree.
Yeah, we did more shopping that day.
So much shopping this trip. Oh my god. But hold on, pause. Before we keep going further, at Osaka Castle, they have these dogs. Like everyone in Japan has these one breed of dogs. What's
Yeah.
the breed?
Shibas.
Shibas. And this man let us hold them and pet them and play with them, and
We have
They're
a picture of
adorable.
that.
we have a
We'll
picture
insert.
of that. And just that was just a side note, but so cool. That's another example of like everyone was so nice, letting us hold their dog. Like it was
Literally, yeah, we were just like, oh, like your dog's so cute. He'd pick the dog up and,
And
just
handed
said,
it
Here
to
you
me.
go.
he literally handed it to me, and I was like,
And then everyone came running to Kelly and was
Yeah.
petting the dog
Yeah.
and giving you kisses.
it was awesome.
Um,
Sorry, back to Nara Park.
well, back to day 8. I mean, Nara Park, you just have to go there and really feel it.
It's an incredible experience. They have a lot of shops there. I think we got food and we were walking around eating ice cream next to deer.
That was
just
where-
petting
Yeah.
deer.
Leaving there was where we found out that Cameron Boyce died. I don't know if you
yes.
guys remember that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I
I
remember
was,
that.
I was, me, Yari, we were crying on the streets of
Yeah.
Nara.
Oh my
So
God.
rip Cameron Boyce. I
Yeah.
just thought I'd throw that in there. Yeah,
So,
it's very sad.
yeah. What else did we do besides that? It was just basically that.
And then
And then we went back to Osaka.
so this
like,
was
the
our
main
last
city.
night. This was our last night. So we wanted to do like one last like thing together. So a couple of us went up to Sky Tower in Osaka,
Mhm.
and we basically watched sunset up on this tower overlooking the city.
It was like a fun tower almost because they
Yeah.
had all different things. It was like a museum, but also they had like activities if you remember.
They had some cool like snack places, like different like think like Coca-Cola shop, but like with a bunch of different like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pokey. What is that? Pokey or pocky?
Yeah.
Pocky
Pocky
sticks?
yeah
sticks.
Pocky sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty dope, and we got to watch the sunset, and I took one of my favorite pictures ever on that, so we'll insert that too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was absolutely beautiful. And then we all went back to our hotel, got dressed up super nice
In Kelly's
Yeah.
clothes.
in my clothes.
We
Kelly's
all borrowed
clothes.
some
This-
article of clothing.
You'll
from
find
her.
that this is a theme throughout our trips because the same thing happened in Greece.
Yeah.
Everyone borrowed my clothing. And we went out to another karaoke bar because we had so much fun. But this time we chose to go to disco karaoke.
I don't think we even knew it was disco.
No.
We just wanted to go out, and we found this bar.
It was tiny, like literally the size of your kitchen, like small.
But it was so old school. It was like an 80s kind
Yeah.
of theme. And then we
Yeah.
came in and we were like, play Cardi B. Like, play like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said before, Japanese people are so cool because we walked in there and we were just treated so well.
I mean, it was pretty much only us in the place and the workers. Like,
a
everyone
worker, and
else-
I mean there was two other people, two
And they sang with
customers.
us.
they
yeah.
sang with us.
We have
Bartenders,
videos.
We
some
have
follows.
videos. I have
Yeah.
a really distinct video of me saying "break up with your girlfriend on board." I remember
Yeah.
that video. We have some
I have
fun.
a video of us singing to Cardi B.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That was such a nice night. Oh my god.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
we had big afro wigs and
Yeah.
different
Also,
colors.
in our hotel in Osaka, they had like a free happy hour. It wasn't like half price app, like it was
You're
literally
right.
free, and they had the coolest beer. I love beer. Like I, kind of like a beer enthusiast. Like I try beer wherever I go, and you like put your thing on like a metal peg. You stick it on the peg. It has like a hole going up into the bottle, and you hit the button, and it fills up a cup of beer
from the bottom.
from the bottom.
That was
and
really
It
cool.
was delicious, and they gave us free ramen during that hour too. So
yeah.
every night we were in Osaka, we got that.
I was
Liz
an
became an
mixologist.
mixologist.
It was so.
Yes,
She was
I-
mixing,
What they did with the liquor, they had a bunch of different liquors, mainly
Yeah.
sake,
It was
I think.
almost all
Yeah.
sake.
But they had a bunch of mixers, so they had all different flavors, and we just gave
I was
Liz
up in
cups,
there
and we said, "Go ahead,
mixing.
I like fruit, like
yeah.
go make
Cherry.
me something
I was
strawberry
making,
on it."
it was like it was so funny because I would be down there and there were some people like you. I think you guys were showering at one point, or I don't know who was, but I was bringing people drinks. Like
yeah, I think
I would
sent
go
you to go get me a
downstairs.
I
drink.
definitely sang.
I went downstairs, I made their drinks would go up, and then I'd be like, anyone else want drinks? And then like I would
She's
go
just
back
going
down,
up, down and up.
and I would just go back up.
Listen,
The
drinks
youngest
were
one,
great.
Yeah.
yeah, some drinks out
Literally.
here.
But listen, you have an hour to eat all the ramen and drink all the alcohol you want
Yeah.
for free. Like we were gonna
And
get
it's
our
like
money's worth.
they literally left the whole liquor bottle out. Like it was liquor.
It was
bottles
help
out.
yourself.
Yeah.
Like I must have had.
It was like a
beer.
liquor buffet. That was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, it was
really
awesome.
cool.
It was awesome.
And their like soda fountains were cool too. Like you just like press it.
Yeah, they had some sick flavors
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So then after we had happy hour, we took an Uber right to the bar
Yeah, we all Ubered there.
in like 3 different.
I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
Such a nice night.
Yeah,
I
it was,
love that.
that
night.
was.
Yeah. And then at some point, I don't know, we were all out and we decided we wanted to watch the sunrise because that was our last day.
It was already like 3 a.m.
And
like,
we knew that
were
our flight
up.
was gonna be so long, so we'll just sleep on our
Hopefully,
flight.
yeah, hopefully we'll sleep if we're up all night.
And it was our last night, in Japan. Like, when are you gonna go back to Japan? I will be back, but that's not the point. When are you
Yeah.
gonna go back to Japan? And we got to the roof. They opened it for us. It wasn't supposed to be open. LG asked to get it open for us, and we watched the sunset from the rooftop of our
Sunrise.
That's what I meant. The sunrise from the rooftop of our hotel room, and it was magic.
It was magic. We have videos of that too.
I don't even think it was that much of a sunrise. Like, it was just a peak of the sun, but we were all so happy and just vibing
well.
I was
playing
supposed to be
music.
vlogging. I was vlogging, but I just never eventually made my vlog. I have
could
very
relate.
cute. I have very cute videos of
You still have a Disney vlog you
LG.
haven't made.
yeah. I have a lot of
We're
footage.
doing
It's just not used.
badly with the vlogs, but
Yeah.
not anymore.
Not anymore. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Well, now we
bitches.
have a reason basically to share.
Yeah, this
and, like,
honestly just
A
ties
good
in.
explanation and everything.
All the videos I took will just
Yeah.
tie into this video. So definitely follow our YouTube to see everything we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh
Because
my
I have
God.
clips of everything.
Yeah, so when we left Japan, we were all best friends, and we hung out for a long time after we left for
Yeah.
Japan. And, eventually some people go away to college, some
Scripted.
other stuff happens, it's just all...
And then there was us.
And then there was us, but it's all good vibes with all of them, and we miss them, and we're definitely going to probably have a couple of them as, like, guest
That'd be cool.
speakers or whatever.
Yeah, on our podcast.
On our
I definitely want to
podcast.
invite them. And
Especially just to talk about, like, it was so fun reminiscing about our trip to Japan with just the three of us, and we see each other all the time. So, like, experience, like I think...
Different perspectives, too.
I think going back over it with like Josh or Yari or
Well,
Shannon.
Yeah, I would really like my brother on here because as we were doing like that night we tried to go to a club or the night we went to the bar, my brother was roaming the streets of Japan all alone, and he saw a lot of cool stuff that we definitely did not see.
It's like they
did.
had like 5-floor anime shops that like we went into, but like none of us watch anime, so like yeah, it was cool, but like
Josh was
Yeah,
in
so
heaven.
Josh
was
would be
heavy,
able to
so
like
we'll
really
definitely
relate,
have like
yeah.
a guest appearance and have another episode where Josh just talks about all the cool stuff he saw.
Yeah.
and for all the
Yeah,
the people who are interested in that out there. So
definitely.
well,
Should we do our report card?
yeah, let's give
Yeah.
our report card.
So for each country that we discuss, we're going to do a little report card, and this is all our ratings of our experience. So here we go. Ready, ladies?
So this is 1 to 5. So our categories are the beauty of the country, the food, the excursion/activities, the accessibility in terms of like can you get around not knowing the language, and the affordability.
All right, so the beauty aesthetic, how was it?
It was a 5 for me
5.
by far.
5 for Gina. So 5 being the most beautiful place I've ever been.
Not the most. I think
Not
just
most
5,
beautiful,
like,
but like
it gets an
just-
A+.
Yeah, like on just the scenery and everything.
You could give it a different number.
I'm gonna give it a 4 just because if I'm thinking 5, I'm thinking like the elite of the elite, and like we haven't gotten to my favorite place on this podcast yet, but we will, and when we do, I will not stop
Actually, I'll
talking.
give it a 4.5
for the
because
same reasons.
cherry blossom season would be a 5.
Yeah, I agree.
Actually, yeah. Then I
Okay.
guess so. I guess
All right, we'll knock it down to 4.
it's a 4.
And I'm giving it a 4, and you two are giving it a 4.5.
4.
A
We'll just do
4.
4.
Okay.
And like
even.
I said, this is just based on our experience.
And also
Yes.
what we did. So, like, our excursion or activities might be a lower score than yours. Like, we
Yeah.
went to a lot of temples. We wish we would have done some other stuff. I would have liked to
activities,
do
yeah.
a couple different theme parks because I'm a big theme park person.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked to do a baseball game, gone and seen a Major League Baseball game there.
That
Those
would've
are
been
all
cool.
things that I would be interested in,
Yeah.
but we didn't do, and I wish we would have. But okay. Food.
Food was a 2.
I'll give it a 3
Food was a 2 for me
because I found food that I liked there, so I'll give it a 3.
Yeah,
I am going to give it a 2, and the only reason I'm giving it that high is for the pancakes and the melon bread.
and the ramen.
And yeah,
Oh
but I'm
my
not even the
God.
biggest ramen. Like, I don't crave ramen. Like, I was just
Mine-
eating it because it
yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
Mine for food is definitely a 2 because I didn't really eat that much. I was just eating junk food, and when you're traveling, that is not what you want to do.
No, you had no energy.
I
You're
dead
just
ass
doing that.
did not. So I was I was living off of peach Fanta, water, melon bread,
You drank a lot of Coke.
Coke, and
Oh no.
candy.
Yeah, it was not the
It
best
was
food
not
experience.
okay,
Okay,
yeah.
excursion and activity. So I talked a little about what I would want to replace what we did with. So I would have taken out a couple of the shrines and added some different stuff. But As for activities, I'm going to give it a 3 because I really enjoyed what we did and I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
But I definitely could have tailored. It wasn't a guided tour, so, but I definitely could have tailored it to what I liked a little bit more than if I had done something besides a tour trip.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.
And I have to kind of give it a 3 because I'm very about, like, I like doing, like, adventurous stuff. I would have liked to do, like, skydiving or, like, not skydiving, like, zip lining or, like,
hiking.
hiking, and we just
some
didn't do
crazy
stuff
shit.
like that. We were mostly at shrines, and it was beautiful, but for my next trip to Japan, I definitely know what I want to do differently.
Yeah, we're like adventure seekers, so we like a little bit more intense trips. But this was nice and mellow, and we got to see, like, everything.
I would have also liked to see the more, like, we talked about a lot about, like, the religious aspects of Japan. Like, if I'm going to go see, like, the historical stuff, I want to see, like, some of, like, the history, like, a World War II memorial.
Yeah,
like,
that would have been cool.
That type of thing is what I kind of want to vibe
Yeah, maybe even,
with.
like, museums. We didn't go to any
We
museums.
didn't go to any, besides the
Kimono
Museum or the Toyota, but besides that, like, I would have liked, I like going to museums, like, I like historical stuff, so I definitely would have liked to have tailored it more towards that aspect of it, too, because, 2 shrines is probably enough.
Yeah.
You don't need to see all the shrines, like, there's a lot, and they're beautiful, and they're all beautiful in their own way. But
yeah, for our liking, it wasn't suited
for us.
I think I also want to say, like, we went all over Japan, so I feel like a lot of the shrines were just, like, something to do on the way.
Yeah.
Because we traveled a lot in 8 days, like,
That's
the whole
true.
island.
It didn't feel like it, because we didn't sleep that much at night, so we slept a lot on the bus.
But the bus rides were long.
Yeah.
They were really long. So that's probably why there were so many, like, just in-between shrines.
Yeah.
So that's something to consider, too.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
on our itinerary.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so next, accessibility, like, transportation-wise or, like, getting around.
Just the ability, like, in most countries, I was talking about most countries, like, people will speak somewhat English, or you'll be able to somewhat decode a word because of its similar letters. Like, Japan is not like that. So, like, this is if you go not knowing any language, not having a tour guide, like, how easy is it to get around?
It'll probably be
A 1.
I'm thinking like a 3, maybe, if you got lucky.
So what's your final answer?
It would be like a 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would be really lost in Japan.
Okay.
But oh my god, do you guys remember that?
Shawn Mendes is lost in Japan. Okay, go ahead.
Do you remember that? I forgot his name, but he was in the other group. He was able to hop on a train.
Yeah, so our other group was a Japanese class. So like,
oh yeah, they spoke Japanese.
That's why. Okay, all right, I was confused. But he was able to hop on a train, go to some place, and then come right back.
Now, I said that it's really easy to get to Disney from Tokyo on the train system.
We had a tour guide.
We had a tour guide. But it's just one train. It's a straight shot. Don't let that intimidate you. Go. I'm telling you.
You know what? If I studied a little bit more, like, the train system, I think I could, like, match up the characters enough to, like, figure out where I'm going. But just because, like, I would be completely lost in Japan, I'm going to give it a 1. Sorry, Japan.
I'm going to give it a 0.5. Not because Japan as a country did anything. I am helpless when it comes to foreign languages. Like, genuinely helpless. So, like, I could have gotten around the subway system because my GPS on my phone would have helped. But besides that,
like, if you had no battery, no service.
they didn't speak not that they didn't speak my language. I didn't speak their language, which was, bad to begin with. So it's just like.
And also they have a culture where everyone's just, like, rushing around.
Yes.
It's very overwhelming, like, standing in the subway, because we were just, like, standing, waiting. Everyone was, like, running around us, trying to get to their next destination.
Yeah.
People are so fashionable, too. Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Just had to add
Japanese
that in.
fashion.
Okay, affordability.
This is not a cheap or affordable, trip.
If we did it on our own.
I still doubt it.
No, I think we could do it for cheaper.
We could do it for cheaper.
But is it affordable compared to other places?
I mean,
Not
the
really.
plane tickets alone are like almost $1,000.
15.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think with the hotels, we could have cut money. And transportation if we did public. I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I'll give it a 2.
You also guys have to remember we're
Too
coming
low.
from New York, the United States. Like if you're coming from England or even Hawaii, it's going to be a lot cheaper. So affordability is just based on our affordability from Long Island, New York, where we live.
Yeah, I
Right?
think like
Yeah.
the prices match up with what New York City prices would be. It doesn't really change
Yeah.
in the currency.
I will say
value.
that like the merchandise, like the souvenirs aspect was cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like soda and drinks were cheaper. But I guess
it's just getting there.
getting there is just a cost all on its own.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna say. So Gina, what was your official accountability?
Mine was 2.
Oh, what
That's
was yours,
mine.
Liz?
Mine too.
There could be more expensive places.
Yeah,
could
I'll go
be.
for a 2.
Dubai, definitely on my list, but definitely not looking forward to those prices.
Yeah.
So as a total, we gave as a group, beauty we gave 4s across the board. So 4.
4.
Food we gave a 2, a 3, and a 2. So the average was 2.3. For excursions and activities, we gave 3s across the board. For accessibilities, we gave a 2, a 1, and a 0.5. Sorry, I love you, Japan. The thing is, we would definitely go back. Just putting that out there.
We are
Oh,
going
yes.
back.
So that's
We
equal
love
to
to struggle.
1.2. And then affordability, we gave 2s across the board. So our total score is a 2.5 out of 5, which hurts because it's definitely not that low. Let's be very
Yeah.
clear here. We
Love
love
it.
Japan. And
Absolutely. Like,
it is top 2 or 3, probably top 3 of my
Yeah.
favorite places I've been. So
Yeah.
definitely worth the trip. Don't let this score scare you. I think that we just went with our tour group was amazing, and if you're into that stuff, it's totally good. But like for especially me and Gina, out of high school, done with our second year of college, you know, we would have picked different stuff for us to do, and that's not the tour's fault, or it's certainly not Japan's fault. It's just the tour we decided to do. So definitely like
And I think
tailor it.
next
Yeah.
time we're gonna make our own itinerary
For
and we're
Japan,
gonna
yeah.
share our experience with that with you guys.
Yeah,
so
and we'll
you'll see
compare
a
the-
whole different.
Yeah, we'll do a
Yeah.
whole one on
Rating.
that, and then we'll do a whole different, like, comparing the trips and stuff. That being said, ACAS is a fantastic educational tour group.
it
and
really
we
is.
really highly recommend them if you're going with a group.
And you get your money's worth.
Yes.
So.
So 2.5 is our final, which hurts my soul a little bit. I can't even imagine what my score for someplace like Italy is going to be.
Yeah.
But,
I
Italy's
kind
gonna
of feel
be
like Guatemala
interesting.
might be higher than
I think
Japan.
Guatemala is going to be higher, but we picked our stuff for Guatemala.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see, you know, what this compares to with our others.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed Japan. It
Yeah,
was,
no,
and,
absolutely
and
loved
it's
it,
always
yeah.
gonna have a special place in our hearts because it's what brought us together.
Together. Yep.
So, do you guys have anything else you want to say?
Thank you all for listening.
Thank you
you
so
for
much.
watching. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at whereverlifetakes_us. Follow our YouTube. We'll link everything down below. And we love you guys.
Yeah. And question of the day, I guess, or of the episode. Let's see.
If you were going to Japan, what city or what day that we described sounds the most interesting to you?
Yeah.
I would love to hear your responses and to see what we might have liked compared to you, or if you've been to Japan and you've been to the places that we've been to, did you have a different take than ours? The more takes, the better. That's the
Yep.
best way for us to get a good sense of what the
Our audience
country,
wants,
what
Yeah.
the country is like for everybody. So definitely an amazing experience and one that I would never
forget.
Never
forget.
It was
Never
so
give up.
beautiful. But
Yes.
yeah, thank you so much for watching
Thank
and
you.
listening.
We love you
love you.
guys. See you next
Bye.
time.
Bye.
Bye.